So it has been a while since David McNabb from Teen Challenge was here with me, but he's back this morning. It's, of course, the Adult and Teen Challenge, MidSouth. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
I guess I haven't seen you in a while because you've been very busy.
Because
sadly, David, what y'all work with every day at Adult and Teen Challenge is helping people recover from addiction.
Right.
And that is not going away.
It's not going away. And Julie, it's funny that you'd word it like that, because when we go some places, somebody will say, well, what's new at Adult and Teen Challenge? And it's like, that's a very hard question to answer, because we're doing the same thing we've been doing for 45 years.
Yeah.
And that's try to introduce men and women who struggle with addiction for various reasons, to introduce them to a new way of life. And the way we do it is with a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the basis behind what we do. So we do one thing, and we do it very steadily, and God's blessed us, we do it very well.
So, I mean, if somebody was asking you to give them a metaphor or an analogy for what you do, is it almost like a different spin on the teach a man to fish?
It is, because there is no quick fix to those who have struggled with addiction. You know, there are those, and we're very respectful to the terminology that folks use, but we don't talk about it in terms of recovery, because we don't want folks to go back and think, well, I've been sober for this long. You know, this was my sobriety date was this, and that's wonderful that you can remember that. But our goal is for someone to live a life in such a way as they can't remember. It's like, you know, I've been walking this life, being productive. I remember something vaguely about a difficult time in my life, but God set me free from that. And no, I'm walking. I'm not looking back at those days. I'm looking forward at what God's done and what He's doing, because He's got a life and a plan for me.
Okay, since it has been a while, let's go through kind of a 101 thing. So first of all, it is Adult and Teen Challenge.
Yes.
So the teen is really secondary, because you have to be 18.
You have to be 18. Very good. And yes, but that's been kind of a thing we've had to get over for many years. That's how we started all those years ago. But we have a gentleman right now who's about to finish the program, and he's 63.
Wow.
And so we've got literally every age that comes into it after 18. And so there's lots of different issues to deal with as you get older.
Well, part of the 18 then, that means that you're a legal adult at 18.
Right.
To come to you, it is not that the family can say, here, take my loved one. The individual addict, if you will, has to want to be there. That's
correct. That's correct. And there's all kinds of motivations. They can be motivations by the parents saying, you know, you're not going to live in our house until you change. There could be a spouse that says, you know, this is over unless you get some help. And there can be the judges that say, hey, listen, you know, I'll be good to you, but you got to get some help. And you know, this is a place, if you're willing to go here, if it's the sort of thing that you're interested in, if you think that faith is something that will have an impact on getting you healthy again, then I can remand you there. And so we've got folks that have come there on furlough, have been probated to us, and so forth. So there's lots of external motivations for folks coming into the program, but eventually what we hope takes place very quickly is that external motivation becomes an internal conviction that says, you know, I need this, I need to be here.
So when you say here, how long are they there?
They are there for 12 months. It's a 12-month residential program. The first 8 months of that is very intensive. You know, you don't leave our campus down off South Broad Street. You don't leave our campus for those 8 months without being accompanied by someone or the rest of the student body. But the last 4 months of those 12 months, they go out and get a job. They live with us there on the campus to finish up. It's the re-entry or destination part of the program that we call it. But they go out, work a regular job, come back and spend the nights with us. They're accountable to their counselors. They're accountable to ongoing class work or counseling work, if you will. But it's a way of stepping back out into the community, learning where your weaknesses still are, because they've been in a bubble for 8 months with us.
Right.
And so that gives them a chance to kind of get out and spread their wings a little bit.
And I guess ultimately what you want is for them to be comfortable being accountable to themselves.
Exactly. Exactly, because accountability is the huge thing. When somebody finishes our program, even if they don't finish the program, but they still want to remain connected to us. It's not like you're a patient that we discharge or someone who gets kicked out or whatever else like that. We've got folks that finish the program after 12 months. We've got folks that decide they want to leave because it's not for them or whatever else. But the way they've been treated, they say, you know, you guys actually cared about me. You were concerned about me. And so we encourage them to stay connected to us and have that accountability continue on.
Does that ever happen where somebody comes in, they don't stay,
Yep.
and then they try to come back?
more time. Julie, I'll be honest with you. This sometimes that means more to me than having somebody finish the program 12 months and do well.
Really?
Because it says something about the fact, you know, I came in, I thought I wanted this, I thought I wanted a change of life. I found out that I wasn't ready for it, but now I'm back out on the street. You showed me what it was to live a different kind of life. Can I come back? We'll have, sometimes we've had, well, I think just the last few months, 3, 4, 5 guys, girls decide to come back. Some of them, as they're walking out the door, going, I'm making a mistake.
So when you look, I have a minute left, but when you're looking at your success rates, and of course you keep track of that, I'm sure you do.
Right.
You don't look at it then so much as I had an incoming group of 30 and 28 were fine. You look at the individual person.
It's right, because we can have somebody that finishes the program, does 12 months, does everything they're supposed to do, and they can crash and burn a couple of days after they get out. And we've got folks, guys and girls that have come, they've been there a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it may be, and enough has been sown, enough has been planted, they're being productive, and they're sober, and this is what we want.
With the minute that I have left, if somebody's watching, if somebody who needs to be with you is watching, and they're thinking, I would love to, but I don't deserve it.
Oh,
is that a big part of it?
It's a huge thing, because they've gone too far, they've fallen too far, they've sinned too much, whatever the terminology they want to use, but they are a waste of time. That is absolutely, God is in the business of redeeming folks all the time, and that's the thing we want them to know. If they're alive and breathing, then there is still hope.
Okay.
And they want to give us a call.
Then here's how you can reach out to them. It's Adult and Teen Challenge MidSouth. So as long as you're 18, they can help you. 756-5558, tcmidsouth.org. And if you're not the person who could use the help, but you are somebody who loves a person, you can still call and find out some things. And if you feel called to help them in their mission, they'd love to help you or hear from you that way too.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
You. Yes, thank you.